Deep within the uncharted forest of Zingaro lay the legendary Jade Tiger, an artifact said to grant immense power to its possessor. The legend had been passed down through generations, shrouded in mystery and awe. Many had ventured into the dense jungle in search of it, but none had returned. Amongst those who dared to uncover its secrets were Dr. Elena Ramirez, a seasoned archaeologist with a thirst for adventure. Alex Carter, a rugged survivalist with knowledge of the wilds, and Mei Lin, a local guide who had grown up hearing tales of the Jade Tiger. Their journey began at the edge of the forest, where the dense canopy obscured the light, and the sounds of unknown creatures filled the air. As they ventured deeper, they uncovered ancient markings on trees and stones, hinting at the path to their destination. Each step was fraught with peril, from venomous snakes hiding in the underbrush to quicksand pits that threatened to swallow them whole. One evening, as they set up camp, the group was ambushed by a band of poachers also seeking the artifact. A fierce battle ensued, with Alex fending off attackers using his survival skills, while Elena and Mei Lin worked together to outsmart their enemies. In the midst of the chaos, wild animals, sensing the disturbance, launched their attack, and the forest erupted in a cacophony of roars and screams. After narrowly escaping the confrontation, the group pressed on, determined to reach the heart of the jungle. They faced torrential rains, steep cliffs, and treacherous ravines, relying on each other's strengths to survive. Along the way, they began to piece together clues from ancient murals and forgotten texts, gradually understanding the true nature of the Jade Tiger. It wasn't just a source of power, but also a guardian of the forest, its magic intertwined with the very essence of nature itself. As they approached the final leg of their journey, an eerie feeling washed over them. They knew they were close. The trees seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and the ground beneath their feet buzzed with unseen energy. Finally, they arrived at a hidden temple, overgrown with vines and guarded by statues of mythical creatures. Standing at the entrance, they felt a mix of fear and excitement. Entering the temple, they discovered the Jade Tiger resting on an ornate pedestal, glowing with an otherworldly light. But before they could claim it, the spirits of the forest appeared, testing their worthiness. Through courage, wisdom, and respect for the natural world, the trio proved themselves, and the Jade Tiger revealed its true form, a symbol of harmony and balance. With their mission complete, they returned to civilization, forever changed by their journey. They had not only uncovered an ancient legend, but had also forged an unbreakable bond with each other and the world around them. In the heart of an ancient, perilous jungle, the legend of Amara lay buried, waiting to be discovered by the brave or the foolhardy. Dr. Elena Caldwell, an esteemed archaeologist with a penchant for unearthing lost civilizations, had finally pinpointed the location of the fabled treasure, the heart of Amara, a mysterious artifact said to grant its possessor untold power. Joined by a skilled yet skeptical expedition team, Elena ventured deep into the lush, overgrown labyrinth. Towering trees formed a dense canopy, casting eerie shadows that danced to the rhythm of the wind. The air was thick with the scent of moss and the distant cries of unseen creatures. Armed with maps and ancient texts, the team pressed on, each step echoing with the crunch of fallen leaves. As they delved further into the jungle, the sense of foreboding grew. Whispers of ancient guardians, fierce predators that protected the heart from intruders, were no longer dismissed as mere folklore. The team soon found themselves hunted by sleek panthers whose eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and massive serpents that slithered silently through the underbrush, their scales shimmering like liquid gold. One by one, the expedition members succumbed to the jungle's dangers. Despite the ever-present peril, Elena's resolve never wavered. She deciphered cryptic markings on the trees and avoided cunning traps laid millennia ago. With each passing moment, the legend seemed less like a myth and more like a grim reality. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Elena stood before the entrance to a hidden cavern. She could almost feel the pulse of the heart of Amara within. Her heart pounded as she navigated through the labyrinthine tunnels, narrowly avoiding deadly booby traps. In the heart of a vast, dense jungle lived a man known only as the Guardian. With muscles honed from years of survival and an aura of mystery, he was feared and revered in equal measure. Tales of his strength and fortitude were whispered in villages miles away. Yet, it was not his physical prowess that set him on a quest, but a legend older than the trees themselves. The legend spoke of an ancient relic hidden deep within the perilous jungle, said to grant immense power to its possessor. Many had ventured into the wilderness in search of it. None had returned. The Guardian was determined. His journey began at dawn as mist clung to the forest floor. Step by step, he delved deeper into the wilderness, his senses alert to every whisper of danger. The forest was alive with the sounds of its inhabitants. Birds screeched warnings from the canopy, and the rustle of leaves hinted at unseen threats. The first challenge arrived as the ground beneath him gave way to a hidden pit bristling with sharp spikes. With a swift leap and a twist, the Guardian escaped the deadly trap, landing silently on the other side. As he pushed further, the predators of the jungle began to reveal themselves. A pack of ferocious wolves with eyes like burning embers stalked him from the shadows. Their snarls echoed through the trees as they launched their attack. The Guardian, with reflexes quicker than a striking cobra, fought them off with sheer brute force and agility, leaving the alpha wolf to flee in defeat. With every mile, the terrain grew more treacherous. Rivers swollen with recent rains threatened to sweep him away, but he forged ahead with unwavering determination. Cliffs loomed ahead, their jagged edges promising certain death. Yet he climbed, his muscled arms pulling him upwards with unrelenting strength. It was upon reaching a secluded valley shrouded in fog that he sensed he was close. The air was thick with the scent of ancient secrets. But the jungle was not finished testing him. A titanic serpent, scales glistening like dark jewels, emerged from the undergrowth, its eyes gleaming with malice. The battle that ensued was nothing short of epic. The Guardian, armed with only a dagger and his indomitable will, engaged the beast in a dance of life and death. Their clash shook the ground as the Guardian inflicted blow after blow, dodging the serpent's lethal strikes. Finally, with a mighty roar, he plunged his dagger into the creature's heart, silencing it forever. Bloodied and battered, the Guardian continued his quest, guided by an inner compass towards his destiny. At last, he stood before a hidden temple, overgrown with vines and guarded by stone sentinels. As he entered, the chamber within glowed with an ethereal light, revealing the ancient relic. With reverence and awe, the Guardian approached and grasped the artifact, feeling its power surge through him. The jungle was a place of whispers, the kind that crept along the floors and wound around trees, carrying with them tales of an ancient legend that few dared to speak of. Tucked away in a forgotten corner of the world, this jungle was home to creatures that seemed almost otherworldly, fangs, claws, and eyes glowing in the dark. The legend spoke of a monstrous entity, an ancient guardian of the jungle, who would awaken when its territory was threatened. For centuries, it remained undisturbed, a silent sentinel among the verdant canopies and thick underbrush that hid its secrets well. The story begins with a group of intrepid adventurers led by Dr. Elena Martinez, an archaeologist with a thirst for the unknown. Her team consisted of seasoned explorers, survival experts, and a tech-savvy drone operator named Jake, whose gadgets had saved them more than once. They had come in search of the fabled Temple of Zura, said to hold treasures beyond imagination but heavily protected by the ancient guardian. As they hacked their way through dense foliage and trekked over treacherous terrain, the sense of being watched gnawed at them. Was it the guardian of legend, or just the wild predators that called the jungle home? Suspense wove itself into every shadow, every rustle of leaves. Suddenly, a blood-curdling roar echoed through the dense jungle, sending chills down their spines. Their guide, an old man named Kofi, whispered in a trembling voice, "The guardian is near." Panic set in as they moved more hastily, the sense of dread intensifying with every step. Their technology flickered under an unseen force, disconnecting them from the rest of the world. Jake's drones, their eyes in the sky, crashed one by one as if plucked by an invisible hand. As night fell, the jungle came alive with nocturnal predators. The team fought off attacks from venomous snakes and packs of predatory felines, each encounter heightening their fear and breaking their spirits. In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, Carter, a seasoned wildlife photographer, embarks on a perilous journey. Armed with his trusty camera and a backpack full of essentials, he ventures deep into the treacherous, dense jungle teeming with dangerous wild animals. The air is thick with humidity and the scent of blooming flora, but the beauty of his surroundings is overshadowed by the constant threat posed by the predators lurking in the shadows. As Carter proceeds, the suspense begins to build. Every rustle in the foliage, every distant growl keeps him on edge. The jungle is alive with sounds, a cacophony of chirps, howls, and screeches, blending into an eerie symphony. Suddenly, the ground beneath his feet gives way, and he tumbles into a hidden pit trap. Heart pounding, he steadies himself and climbs out, dirt clinging to his clothes. He realizes he's not the first to fall victim to the jungle's natural defenses. Pressing on, Carter encounters a jaguar. The majestic beast's golden eyes lock onto his, a silent challenge. With lightning reflexes, Carter snaps a photo, but the flash enrages the predator. The jaguar lunges, and Carter dives into a nearby river, narrowly escaping the animal's deadly claws. The current sweeps him away, but the river's danger is far from over. Carter struggles to keep his head above water as crocodiles glide silently beneath the surface. Using a fallen branch, he paddles to safety, gasping for breath. Exhausted but undeterred, Carter continues his quest to capture the perfect shot. The climax of his journey comes when he stumbles upon a rare scene, a mother jaguar and her cubs, a sight few have ever witnessed. A team of explorers embarks on an expedition into one of the world's most treacherous and dense jungles. The team consists of Mike, a seasoned survival expert, Sarah, a botanist with a passion for rare plants, and Leo, a wildlife photographer eager to capture the raw beauty of the wilderness. Their mission is to locate a legendary plant rumored to have miraculous healing properties. As they venture deeper into the jungle, the dense foliage and towering trees create an almost impenetrable canopy, casting eerie shadows all around. The soundtrack of the jungle is a constant reminder of the hidden dangers, cicadas buzzing, birds cawing, and the occasional growl of a distant predator. Just a day into their journey, they stumble upon an abandoned camp, its tattered tents and scattered supplies hinting at a hurried departure. The discovery sends chills down their spines, but they press on, driven by their mission. Moments of calm exploration become punctuated by sudden bursts of action. Leo narrowly avoids the ambush of a prowling jaguar, its eyes glinting with predatory intent. Sarah, while examining a peculiar flower, is startled by a venomous snake, its fangs just inches from her hand before Mike's quick reflexes save her. As night falls, the jungle transforms. Their campfire is a dim beacon amidst the inky darkness, the sounds of nocturnal creatures echoing louder. The team's sleep is fitful, haunted by the glowing eyes of unseen animals watching from the shadows. Tensions rise when they find themselves stalked by a pack of relentless wild dogs. The chase through the jungle is heart-pounding, their survival skills put to the ultimate test. Traps are set and fires ignited to deter the pack, but the danger never feels far. In a climactic encounter, they face off with the jungle's apex predator, a massive, elusive panther. The battle is fierce, the team using every ounce of their strength and wit to survive. In the end, they manage to find the legendary plant, its glowing petals a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. Their journey back is no less perilous, but the bond forged in the crucible of survival keeps them determined. Exhausted but triumphant, they emerge from the jungle, each member forever changed by the harrowing adventure. The wild, untamed heart of the jungle leaves an indelible mark, a reminder of nature's beauty and brutal power. Deep within the heart of an uncharted jungle, an elite team of explorers led by Dr. Lila Morrow set out on a mission to retrieve a lost artifact rumored to possess incredible power. Each member brought unique skills to the table. Jack, the seasoned tracker, Maria, an expert biologist, and Rob, the tech-savvy engineer. As they ventured deeper, the labyrinth of dense foliage closed in around them, the air thick with humidity and an unshakable tension. One evening, as the sun set behind the canopy, Jack spotted fresh tracks of a large cat-like predator. With hushed whispers, they decided to make camp, but remain vigilant through the night. The first incident occurred just past midnight. Maria, on her watch, heard a low growl emanating from the darkness. Her flashlight caught the reflective eyes of a jaguar, muscles coiled, ready to pounce. The team jumped into action, using flare guns to scare it away, but the growling persisted. By dawn, they discovered that they had camped near a den, the fresh tracks confirming their worst fears. The explorers pressed on, the jungle increasingly hostile. Poisonous plants, venomous snakes, and quicksand became the least of their worries. Once, while crossing a narrow ravine on a makeshift bridge, they were ambushed by a swarm of aggressive hornets. Jack almost lost his grip, dangling precariously before Rob pulled him up. The constant perils began to take a toll, fatigue clawing at their resolve. The climax hit when they reached an ancient temple, overgrown with vines and half-swallowed by the jungle. As they approached the entrance, the ground gave way, and they plunged into an underground chamber. Through sheer willpower and their honed skills, they managed to reunite and decipher the ancient script guarding the artifact. Deep in the heart of an uncharted forest, where the canopy was so thick that sunlight barely reached the ground, a menacing silence often blanketed the area. This was the realm of the majestic lions, rulers of the wild. Yet, danger lurked not in the form of predators, but a ruthless gang intent on capturing these powerful creatures to sell them on the black market. The Forest Guardians, a covert group dedicated to protecting endangered species, received intelligence about the gang's nefarious plans. They sent their best operative, Ethan Ward, renowned for his tracking skills and unwavering bravery. As Ethan navigated through the dense forest, every step was fraught with danger. He knew the gangs were heavily armed and merciless. The first encounter was at an abandoned ranger station. Ethan spotted two henchmen loading tranquilizer guns. Using his surroundings, he silently took one down, his combat training turning the forest into a weapon. The other turned, but Ethan was faster, neutralizing him before an alarm could be raised. Ethan pressed forward, discovering a makeshift camp where cages lurked in the shadows, containing captured lions. Anger surged through him, but he knew a recklessly emotional move would only jeopardize the mission. He marked the camp's coordinates on his GPS, signaling for backup. The real challenge began when Ethan decided to sabotage the gang's supply line. Crawling through underbrush and wading across streams, he reached their supply depot. Planting explosives, he set a timer, then moved to a vantage point. The explosion sent plumes of smoke and chaos among the gang members. As they scrambled, Ethan saw his chance. Running towards the cages, he began unlocking them, but time was against him. Just as the last cage creaked open, a familiar voice echoed. It was Marcus, the ruthless leader of the gang. A showdown ensued, a brutal fistfight amidst the roaring lions and burning backdrop. Ethan fought with every ounce of strength, knowing the lions' lives depended on him. A well-placed kick sent Marcus sprawling. Ethan didn't wait. He guided the freed lions towards safety. Reinforcements arrived, capturing the remaining gang members. Exhausted but victorious, Ethan watched as the forest began to reclaim its serenity. The lions, now safe, roamed free once more. Ethan had thwarted the gang's plans, a true guardian of the wild. As twilight descended, he knew the fight was far from over, but for now, the forest's heartbeat had found its rhythm again.